Okay, we are in episode 43 of the 248K mod on a ribbon world with a rail grid. We're standing out here to the east, kind of building out this grid anymore. I don't know that we're going to use it, but like building the grid is what you do. Some of this grid is going to need to go because there's oil patches over here that we are probably going to want. In fact, some over here as well, but whatever. So the bots are just going to get on with that. They probably have all the stuff they need. It's probably fine. In the meantime, the thing we were doing last time was I was going to figure out how I was going to get some reactors into these spaces where we've got this water, because we've kind of, air quotes, liberated this area now. This, I guess we need more grid stuffers down here as well. That's not, yeah, we're gonna need to, it will at least power these guys, but whatever. Yeah, so we had this old reactor, which is the reactor plan we're using for the most of the rest of the base, which is 4 reactors, 1.2 gigawatts because of crazy mod neighborhood bonuses. That's all kind of fine. That would fit somewhere. It fits like kind of nicely inside a grid. I could fit one down here. I was thinking about having 2 kind of over to the right. And then I was trying to think about how I would line up exchanges and tanks and all that kind of stuff. I ended up not doing that at all and instead designing this guy, which is a 6 reactor, 2 gigawatt basically blueprint, which has all the landfill underneath, which is nice. And I think what we're going to do with that is we're just going to take this blueprint and drop it in, because I think it kind of fits. Just, although this was accidental, I ended up building this thing and then wondering later whether or not it would fit. But it's got, I think there, is that where I want it? Maybe here? Part of the problem is that we can't actually see. Yeah, so there are these spots where the landfill ticks out, which on this blueprint are the bits here where these underground pipes are. And then for the offshore pumps, sort of the tile closer to the builder's land, and then the offshore one is the offshore one. So can I see all of, yeah, the question is, will all of these offshore pumps end up in places where they can actually get water? And I think they will, because I've got some in here, and then the ones on the top and bottom are on the insides of the roboports, aren't they? Yeah, so there's none over here. There's some down here. And I think this works. I think I've got space here and here. I think that's where things will go. Science is happening, which is cool. And then, yeah, this actually goes right to the bottom of the ribbon, which was kind of accidental. But never mind. The other issue that we have, which is going to be quite an entertaining issue, which we're going to kind of first sort out. Yeah, this is all the landfill that we had, that I'd moved over here previously, and we're just going to dump it here. But it's, how much is that? 900 landfill? One of the issues we're going to have is that this guy, yeah, so first of all, 2.7 thousand landfills, so I'm very short of landfill, and because I haven't had water, I haven't really been prioritizing building landfill, so we're going to have to do something about that first. These guys are also not provider boxes, these are just iron boxes. We'll update that later, not a big deal. It's got roboports in it to get range on logistics supply for those. Yeah, 40 offshore pumps. All of these things, each of these rows has its own offshore pump in the nice kind of bulk water supply way that means we will not have to care about how we get water into this thing. That'll just happen fine. Getting steam out is going to be more of a deal. And then there's also a lot more heat pumps. Yeah, a lot more heat pipe. We've got 600 heat pipe. Yeah, about 600 heat pipe that we have to look at moving around the place. And then there's things like, yeah, this sort of, yeah, it's kind of weird. There's these 4 bits of heat pipe here end up having to transmit all the heat to all of these 5 exchanges, and then also these 10 exchanges, and then these other 8 exchanges. So hopefully having 2 wide heat pipe here will give us the heat transfer that we need. I'm not sure. Maybe it works, maybe it doesn't. Other interesting things are that we've got, yeah, we've got all of these pumps out, pumping this steam out, and all of these pumps run between, yeah, so this pump here runs this kind of 12 boilers worth of 12 heat exchangers worth of stuff, which is more than 12 boilers. But then not all these pumps are pumping the same number of things. Like this is 10, this is also 10. Actually, no, this one, yeah, there's 10 exchanges here, but this pump here is running 9 exchanges worth of steam out. This one's running 4 out because it's just the bottom bit. This one here is running, what, 11? And then some of these are 12. The point being here that it's not going to be as simple as like just dropping an equal number of steam turbines on each of these pipes out, and then there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, yeah, 11 steam pumps out each side. It's going to be interesting and a mess. And so yeah, so that's going to be another thing we get around to organizing. But on the upside, one of the upsides will be this is going to give us a lot of stuff that we need. Can I actually just, yeah, it's not really enough. I was going to do that myself, and there's not a whole lot of point. Bots are just going to get around to it. Yeah, we're going to get a lot of power out, which is cool because we need a lot of power. This one by itself is going to more than double our power. And then yeah, the other thing about that is this thing just straight up does not fit in a rail grid. Just doesn't fit. So we've kind of got the space of 2 over here. Maybe I do end up putting another one over here, but that means even more landfill. So let's leave the bots doing that, and then let's, yeah, oh yeah, because this thing here, yeah, because we took this out. Okay, interesting. Yeah, okay, we're gonna have to find another, maybe we do just manually hack in another thing around that intersection. Also it was, yeah, it was also facing the wrong way, wasn't it? I could have gone down here. It was also that the train was just facing the wrong way on one-way tracks. Okay. Yeah, so that's going to be a series of problems that we have to deal with. First of all, we have to get, let's do the landfill thing first. I think for the landfill thing first, we can leave that waypoint on at the moment because that's where we're going. We want to go to one of the giant infinite stone mining things, which is over here, because we need a different way to get landfill. We need a lot of landfill, and also I kind of want landfill, I guess, now, because I'm trying to do the build now, and currently all of the landfill we have is where is over here. It's not just this landfill. There's more there's more landfill around the place, but it's all being made as kind of overflows of dirty water, which is, I mean, it's a nice way to just use that dirty water. Okay, and we were short of this before, and we're back. We're making stuff again, I guess, because we're doing red and blue belt, I guess, would be the thing using that. Whatever, never mind. It's all good. Intersections working as intended. Yeah, so we're going to have to do something about landfill. And landfill does at least craft in half a second? Yeah, half a second. And they need about 2,000 landfill, I decided. Let's just get this out of the way so this other train can go past. Yeah, I decided I needed about 2,000 landfill, and yeah, here's this other dirty water. We're making landfill out of this. This has already been requested to the other place. Yeah, the thing we're going to do is we're just going to go, hey, let's make a lot of landfill. Let's actually put all the other stuff from inventory in boxes, so we can just go and make a lot of landfill. Like a lot of landfill. Like all this landfill. So much landfill. Make me the landfill. And if I empty this entire station of stone, then the station's still balanced, right? That's how things work. Is that all? Is that all of the stone? Okay, in that case, give me this stone as well. That was, yeah. So this station is balanced again because this. Oh no, this is one of those balanced enough stations, isn't it? This isn't actually balanced at all. This, yeah, this line of stone here actually only serves the top two, but it's kind of balanced because everything is arriving, and yeah. So now we've got about 20 stacks worth of landfill turning up in my inventory, which is kind of fine. I've got the space for that, and yeah, the reason I was checking the landfill crafting time is because which way is going this way? Yeah, yeah, that's going to be what, 1,000 seconds of handcrafting time, which is, I mean, there's 3,600 seconds in an hour, so this handcrafting queue is going to be done by the time an episode finishes, and be done by like about on the order of 20 minutes. So that's fine. We can come back when we get around to that. Yeah, we'll just have the stuff turn up in the inventory. I think we're going back to, what was I doing going back to the core? I've just noticed that some of those power grids could be blasted. I think this, yeah, this power grid here is just turned off, so we can just have all of this stuff go back into storage. Bots aren't doing anything anyway. May as well. And then I think also all of these burner generators are used as, but not the rubber port. Yeah, they're all used as components in other things that get built in the mod, so I'm not super concerned about that. Yeah. Then other things we needed to do in this general area, yeah, because we've got this larger blueprint of, yes, slightly more than 200 heat exchangers, and then we also need to go up to 600 heat pipe, and then let's also, yeah, what did I want? I wanted, it's 40 of these guys? Something like that, yeah, and then how much pipe do I need? I probably need quite a lot of pipe. 300 pipe, and then I'm also going to need a lot of underground, so let's just go 500 pipe, and then 600 underground. That's going to be more than I need, isn't it? Let's go with 300 undergrounds, which is still 6 stacks. I think that's where 6 was coming from. Is this all going to fit? That's all going to fit, isn't it? Then this one here is requesting 380 steam turbines, which is, I think that is in fact about the number. 38 stacks is gonna, yeah, it's gonna fit. Yeah, that's about the number I was looking at for all that stuff, so that's fine. Then, yeah, other things to do in this little spot. I actually don't think, at this point, I think these beacons can probably go away, because I don't need it to fill up all of this stuff, which I think means we can put those 2 beacons in our labs. Not that the labs need it, because we're also short of yellow science. I was expecting to be short of purple science, but maybe we're actually short of yellow science. Okay. Other things that we needed to do while all of that is happening is, yeah, we've got these compound material facilities. We've got the fiber makers. In fact, give me a small number of, it was fiber makers, and the other thing we needed were crushers, which are over here. Have I implemented fiber makers twice? I have. Hilarious. Is there anything that, oh, there are things that I want other than fiber makers, aren't there? There's oil processing facilities. Yeah, let's, this one here, you can change to an oil processing facility. And then we're going to want these later anyway. How much of that oh, 2,000? Yeah, don't request 2,000 concrete. Request like 200 concrete. I wonder how much you've got delivered. Let's go with 100 of these, and then let's also, yeah, not 500 engines. This is mostly about managing, okay, this one is about managing input buffers. How much of you, okay, I'm going to copy that and then delete it, and then put it back. So that, yeah, because we're already getting a ton of stuff delivered. And this, I mean, hopefully we managed some of these requests. Yeah, so we're not getting nearly as much stuff requested, which is fine. And then this is also, limit you to 2 stacks. Like, I have no idea how much that takes, but we're also already making fiber makers elsewhere. There was something, I did want more of these, didn't I? For reasons. And then there was something else. Was it the nuclear assembling machines? Was it something in the ingot factories and liquid heat exchangers, neither of which have the things I need yet, but let's set them up anyway, I guess. Sure. 10 seconds crafting time and 5 seconds crafting time. So you guys are probably not going to request too much stuff. Yeah, but I also can't make them yet because we actually don't have the carbon fiber reinforced plastic, which was the next thing we were going to look at anyway. Oh, that was the other thing that I was going to do. Radars are a thing that I don't think I have. I have not automated over here at all yet. So let's just do the radar setup manually because these guys will probably request a lot of stuff. Because the radar recipe is fast, right? Yeah, pretty fast. Okay, so we can do that. We're getting this landfill done, which is nice. These things, yeah, because I wanted... Did I end up picking up some crushers? Yes. Actually, no. I ended up picking up a lot of fiber makers. Okay, fine. Fiber makers, yeah, they're all in the same chest, that's fine. Okay, crushers, yes. Because the next thing that I want to do while all that's kind of kicking off is... Oh, yeah. This is not going to fit, is it? 4,000. Yeah, okay, so this request should probably be in this box. But let's also put most of these here first. Yeah, fine. It's fine. We're not super concerned. Okay. So there's more landfill to take to the other bots. They're probably fine. What are they complaining about not having? Landfill and poles. Oh, I've got the poles. But what we're going to do instead is, yeah, this carbon fiber reinforced plastic, because it's a thing we need. We've kind of already got half a build for it, all the way over. There's not that far. This build here. But actually first, the place we need to go is the other rich water, which happens to be in mostly the same direction. Is it the other rich water? Yeah, because this rich water is completely fine. These guys could probably have some of the fancy modules. But the thing I noticed about... Where is the other rich water that went in more recently? Yeah, these guys aren't running, and there just isn't the same stack of corrosive fluid containers here that and then these guys are also missing out on the corrosive fluid containers. So I think, yeah, this is also the reason why I am actually here now. I am here now. The reason why I picked up these other solution containers to just have... It looks like I need more of those going around the cycle, and then we'll get these guys turning on more. Not that we really need that, but we might soon. And then, yes, it's a couple more grid squares. We'll take the train. I'm going to go over here, because this is... Oh, there was a box of stuff I was going to pick up that I didn't. Never mind. Yeah, over here is the place where we're doing the build that we'll do... Yeah, so we've got a coal station. That's pretty nice. We've got here... Not fiberglass reinforced plastic. We want the new carbon fiber reinforced plastic. This is the build that we kind of put in last time. If we can figure out how to make carbon fiber over here, then we'll be able to get everything we need. And then, yeah, this carbon fiber plastic thing will let us build a rocket silo, because we're pretty much next to having a rocket silo. We just don't actually have a rocket silo yet. The thing, we've got all of that stuff except for carbon fiber reinforced plastic, which is why we have the crushing factories and the fiber makers, because we've got to figure out a pattern somewhere around here. Yeah, crushed coal. Crushed coal. Okay. I think we need belt for this as well. Maybe I can queue the belt. Yeah, so the thing to wonder about is how much of this stuff do I need? So I need... This is a carbon fiber every 2 seconds, and these guys need 5 carbon fiber a second. These guys need 5 carbon fiber a second. These guys produce a carbon fiber every 2 seconds. So I need, for each of these, for each one of these 4, I need 10 fiber makers. That's pretty ridiculous. And then for each carbon fiber maker, I need 6 crushed coal in 2 seconds. And this gives me, each of these give me 1 crushed coal per second. Building speed 1? Crafting speed 1, crafting speed 1. Okay, so this is 1 crushed coal a second. These guys need 3 crushed coal a second, so this is a 3 to 1 ratio. I think, yeah, the thing I want to look at as well is I know that I'm making... Actually, let's check whether or not this will actually work first. These guys don't take the modules, but I wasn't really thinking about putting them here anyway. These guys do take the fancy pink-purple Stokes modules. Do these guys take the fancy... They do. Good. Okay, so let's request a couple of those. I've already put the box up here. Let's request things I want to help me with this build. I want some number of these. I don't need many of them because the bots will do most of it. And then I'm also going to need some efficiency modules just to also help blueprint things. And I'm pretty sure bots are going to... They're probably going to take a while to get here, but that's fine. Okay, so let's think about patterns for these things. Because if I need to do 3 to 1, then maybe I do a thing that's like... That's kind of set up like this to do a similar thing to how the green chips look in a marathon settings thing. Because if I do something like this, then I could have an output here, flip all of this around and put that there. Thing is, where are beacons going if I do that? Can I... Yeah, so these things, they've got beacon range 4. I mean, being able to get a beacon past another assembler at all is kind of wild, but it means that... Okay, if it's... I could have a beacon here. Do I like that? So if I have a beacon here, I don't think I have any more beacon space at all, do I? No, we're kind of planning for where beacons will be. But does this mean that... Yeah, so this is going to have to go underneath, which is fine. Because these things aren't making all that much stuff anyway. But then can I get all of that much, but not the beacon, and flip it over and put it here? Because then this beacon is hitting 8 things, which is kind of nice. Do I like that? And then... This doesn't feel great. But if I'm doing something like that, then that lets this build tile. Do I even bother with that? I think we just then at that point just do something like that, or even not that. Just do this. Yeah, didn't actually want that beacon there because it doesn't have... I don't have beacon space for it. And do I like that? I'm getting 8 beacons worth of stuff. But also, if I am moduling these, like one of the things I wanted to get these modules was to look at... Yeah, we don't need that chest anymore. Get this... Because if we throw some of these modules in here, what are we looking at? Minus 35% crafting speed, which is pretty big. Yeah, oh yeah, because that was the other thing, wasn't it? These things take a lot more plastic. These things need 2 plastic for each of 5 cycles. So these guys have got to get speed moduled more as well. I think there's space in here to do this, which is going to be what we do. But I think if... These things don't have a pollution rating, do they? They do not. So I think one of the things we do is we fully module that, so this thing is slow, which is fine because the recipe is fast, and then later if we need to boost this output, we put one of these beacons here, which is going to give us... where did we have one of those beacons? These things are giving us plus 50% speed, which is going to do a pretty good job of offsetting that negative 70% speed. And that also means that I won't need 10 crushes for all of this thing. But the other thing I was wondering about is if I do crusher here, What is the energy usage of these things? 1.5 megawatts with both of those things, whereas these things are already hideously expensive, and yeah, 2.4 megawatts. Nasty. Let's put that in. And now we're at 2.1. The thing is, if I take down this crafting speed, I don't necessarily need 3 of these. So let's... Like, what would I do if I was only doing... Because can I get an even more beacon-sensitive thing in if we do something like... Fiber here... Crushed coal here. If this guy has... Yeah, this guy will put in these modules as well. If this guy is slowed down with modules, and then I guess we're also doing... Am I thinking about that yet? Maybe I'm not. Yeah. If this guy is slowed down with modules by a third, I don't need 3 of these things. I need 2 of these things, which means I can beacon this quite differently. That wasn't the button I wanted. Yeah, if we go... Yeah, because then I can have... we're going to have to move these inserters, but it's fine. If we do something like this... Do I even need... What am I looking at? 1 per second... plus speed mods, and I already have capacity bonuses, so I don't think I need fasts there at all. Because if I do something like this, then I think this is gonna, yeah, this is gonna have much better, like, belt sushi properties than this other thing, and that it also means that I can grab this and offset it by 3, which is here, and this module can go in the middle and hit 12 buildings. So I've got 1 module hitting 12 buildings, whereas over here I had 1 module hitting 8 buildings. And I think I like this setup a lot more because it also means all the belts around the outside are kind of straight lines. So let's do that instead. Then I also don't know how I'm getting the coal in here. I think I'm probably doing a left to right thing. Let's keep it in this orientation because the output belts are also over here. Yeah, but this also means... Okay, so let's I guess tile this thing out and see where it will fit, because the other thing I want to do is maybe these do need to be fast if I'm red belting this stuff. Maybe. Okay. So how many... Okay, so if these guys are slowed down but then sped up again, I needed 10 fiber makers. Yeah, I needed 10 fiber makers per compound material facility, but then these things we are giving another 50% speed to if we beacon these. So... And there's also 10% productivity is pretty nice. I think I still just need a lot of these, don't we? And then we just have to beacon things later. Can I get a 3rd row of these in? Should I be trying to get a 3rd row of these in? Maybe? I mean, a 3rd row will fit. The other thing to look at is how much coal do these guys use. 1 coal every 2 seconds. So if I'm putting in like 20 of these compound... yeah, if I'm putting in 20 fiber makers... If I'm putting in 20 fiber makers, I'm putting in 40 crushing factories, which means I'm looking at, even with modules, two more red belts of coal. Do I just put another coal station here and have more coal coming in here and not worry about dragging this coal over? Maybe. Because I've already got, actually this is, yeah, let's just go and do that. This here is, let's take the splitter as well. Okay, we got an underground, well, we got a curved, and then we've got some more signals because those things aren't the same. But this is going to be, yeah, this is going to get us 2 red belts of coal out, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 input lanes. Okay, sure. Let's, that was... Actually, I probably do want to cut at this point. We are going to figure out where all of... Actually, before we figure out where that goes, let's put in some belts here and here. And then I think, are these middle ones going to need to be red belt? They're not, are they? These ones are not going to need to be red belt because maybe they need to be red belt. I'm not red belting it, we'll deal with that later. Yeah, then we've got space for a bunch of beacons, and then we've also got this output belt here. So we've got belt space for 3 half output belts, which is fine. And then we've got to figure out where all of this is going. Sorry bots, you're gonna have to do that again. That's kind of how this works. How many of these can I fit in? I reckon we can just start there. Okay, that is, how many compound facilities machines is that? 24? 24 is like 6 for each of these things, which I think is fine, because we can just make up the difference with beacons. Okay, sure. Let's... Yeah, so now we just plug these things in, I guess. Yeah, cool. And these have, yeah, so we've got the beacon space, we've even got... yeah, so it did power, yeah. So this is just a build that will turn up and then work, which is nice. Those are my favorite kind. And then we still have to, what have I done here? Oh, this is the output belt. This is silly. That one doesn't go there at all, it goes here. Yep, that's better. And then this here also probably needs to be red belt. And we've got ourselves a kind of setup, I think. These guys are not on the grid. Okay, but they'll connect all the way down the bottom with it. It's fine. I'm still gonna, like, you can have a special power pole to connect to, and this one's gonna connect as well, so that's all gonna be fine. These ones don't need to exist. So have I done? Huh. I connected that to the output belt on both sides, continuing to be silly. It's still ghosts. We realized it's fine. This is also not necessarily going to be evenly lane balanced, is it? Like, this is going to take it. This line is going to be mostly used on the left. This one is going to be mostly used. This is going to be even, which means this is going to have a larger draw on the left. I think this is in the category of things I just don't worry about. Yeah, I think we're going to get... I think we're just going to set that up, have bots do all of that. This is input belt, those are input belts, this is also input belt. We've got a train turning up, just delivering stuff, because that's how that works. And now we've got... can we... where... These are the compound facility... Yeah, this one here is the output belt. And I eventually want beacons through the middle here, which means I think we can just do that. And I've finished the landfill handcraft. So that will mean that, I mean, if everything is running, this will end up balanced. If everything is not running because I have a coal shortage, then this won't end up lane balanced. But I think, all things considered, that's just going to be what we do. This output belt is going to have like equal amounts on both sides. We've eaten this area, that's fine, because the beacon was only ever going here. So that's fine, and... I don't think I actually wanted to turn this on until we got the power plant running, but never mind, we're not going to do that either. Then we've got this. Yeah, now we've got 2 belts. We've got to get this output belt and this output belt and this output belt. Do I just prioritize? I think I'm fine with that, because I've got, yeah, I think I'm fine with that, because I've got, like, this thing, everything, all of the coal is running through the splitter, which means that, actually, these 2 things here need to be upgraded in order for them to be able to put these things on that red belt. That's also a note I should take to the other place where I was running this station, because the other one won't be at full speed either, but yeah, so this splitter here makes sure we're pulling evenly from all of these 4 wagons, so that's fine. And this stuff is, yeah, we've got the things we need. Let's grab a couple of bits of this, yeah. And so I don't even think that I'm prioritizing this badly and unevenly taking from these lines, because, yeah, because this splitter is making sure everything is coming evenly off the train anyway. So that's fine. Then over here, we've got, yeah, we'll swap these modules around. I don't even think I need large amounts of this stuff yet. And this is, yeah, this is doing a thing. It's fine. Okay. Because these two will, I mean, I suspect what will happen is that this will run slowly enough that, and I'll also use so little of it that it kinda won't matter. Like, all of this will back up because I just won't be using all that much of this resource, but I need some amount of it for a... And then, yeah, we've got the fuel request. The fuel request came with the station. I need some amount of it to build a rocket silo, but this is fine. Then, yeah, are we going to get... The thing I haven't checked... This is going to be fine for belt capacity, isn't it? 1 every 2 seconds, and I've got... And they're going on both sides of the belt. Yeah, this is fine. That will all fit on a belt. I'm kind of concerned about how much coal I'm getting in, but also, whatever, it's fine. I think also when we beacon this, we're going to have to turn some of these efficiency modules into speed modules, just so that they can keep up with these things, but that's also fine. Okay, then this wants to be... I don't even have one of these request trains yet. Okay, so I guess we go, yeah, this build is... We are calling this build done. We want to go back to the core, because there are things that need that resource in the mall, including the request chest that's trying to request the things that I need to build a silo. So we're going to go and do that. Is that true? I don't think that's actually true at all. I think because we've got... Actually, no, we're still going to go back to the core first. I was going to take the landfill out to the east to figure out where that power plant goes, but then I realized that I should also just pick up the boxes of... Do I have... Yeah, I have space for this. I should also pick up the boxes that contain the things I need for the nuclear power plant, because we need to give those to the bots as well when we drop the blueprint again to make everything work. So... What was I here for? Oh yeah, that's what I was here for. One of these train stations. I need one that is not yet being used. This is on... Yeah, this is on the circuit condition stuff. And we're going to request... We're going to use this to request fusion stage. This is our first... Is this our first? Yeah. This is our first fusion stage stuff going to the mall build. So we're building stuff in the fusion stage. That's nice. Less than, say, 400, I guess. And we're going to call this... I'm just going to do a nasty thing and find the have carbon plastic. And then change that to please carbon plastic. So we're requesting this thing. This is, please, requesting batteries, requesting blue chips, requesting carbon plastic, and the station is active because we don't have any of the carbon plastic in this, like, chaotic thing. And so, let's go find that train at the build we just put down, which is over here, which is, you know, getting some stuff. This is fine. We want have carbon plastic to please carbon plastic, which I just made, right? And we've got, oh, I guess, yeah, I was wondering why I've got all of these other random train stations that I haven't done anything with yet that aren't in the naming convention, and it's because I've just got a bunch of extra train stations in the mall. Yeah, I've got a bunch of extra train stations in the mall that are not named anything yet. This is, have carbon plastic is also going to be where the refueling happens, because I can't refuel in the mall. Yeah, how much have you got? You've got 600? That looks like it's doing what we want, because the rocket silo needs 40 of these things. Okay, so I can just make a rocket silo. that's cool, because somewhere down here, yeah, now we can see the goal of this thing in action. Like this request chest here has almost all the stuff I need for the silo. This carbon fiber plastic, if we were waiting for Logibots to bring that, I mean, Logibots are kind of fast, but they'd have to come quite a long way, and then there's also, I think a couple of these things we put down also requesting carbon fiber plastic, aren't they? And that would all just be kind of a bad and slow way to move these things long distances, whereas now we've got, yeah, this train turning up. This is exactly the train we wanted to turn up, and it's got our carbon fiber plastic, which is pretty cool, and with all of these active provider chests, some of that's actually going to, okay, so it looks like this set are going to take carbon fiber plastic to the chest which has all of the silo craft ingredients, and then the rest went into the mall, which is also, you know, fine, things I'm okay with. Yeah, I do have some of these, because I wanted to give away all the landfill I have, and then all this landfill, and bots wanted some of these, and I probably want more of these, and I guess they always want roboports. What are they complaining about? Yeah, lots of roboports, as it turns out. That was not what I wanted. These guys are going to have huge deliveries now, and they deliver another 300 of those things. Yeah, this is... Why am I not automating pipe to ground? Didn't I? I'm sure I had. I didn't actually. That was a thing that never actually got automated. We've got the long-handed pipes over here. Okay, so let's not... Yeah, let's still lodge all the other pipe to grounds, because that way it will suck other things out of the logistics network, and then you can just request a lot of stuff. I'm happy with that being a lot of stuff. Yeah. Okay, so we're getting pipe to grounds automated. These things have also not done all of them that they need, but also that's not even part of the plan that I've got yet. Give me all of these. Put everything we want to take over to that new build in this train. And then, yeah, this active provider here is one of the things I set up between... Oh yeah, offshore pumps. Is one of the things I just got here to go, you know, I don't want some number of these things in my inventory. I'm apparently just still not in the habit of using logistics bots and using my own trash slots, but oh well. What was I... Oh yeah, because over here, these two, in theory, are now enough to craft a rocket silo. So that's pretty exciting. We're going to have a rocket silo. We're going to have to figure out where it goes. Yeah, I think that's going to be another thing we look at. Do we... Yeah, let's go over here first. I was wondering whether or not we also go and visit the nuclear fuel train, but I don't think we're going to do that. We're just going to wander over here. Are they complaining about not having... Are they complaining about not having rails? Because I don't think I brought all that many rails. But also we have to come back for the nuclear fuel train anyway. So yeah, so space science is taking along pretty nicely. I think the satellite is also... Yeah, so I need accumulators somewhere, I need more solar panels, the carbon fiber reinforced plastics is going to be a small amount of stuff that's getting continually used. What else do I want? I was limited on... Yeah, I was limited on purple science, wasn't I? No, I was limited on yellow science. And everything is just happening at the rate of, like, the lead ingots we're going to need, mining productivity, whatever. All of that is kind of fine. Let's just check that... At this point, that yellow science is at least doing its thing. Yeah. Yeah, so... Do I not have gold in the logistics network anywhere? I probably should have gold in the logistics network somewhere. So we're just going to have this... here? Sure. There's not one down here. There's quite possibly things I need gold for, which is, I don't think I'm making it in bulk anywhere else at the moment. And I don't think I need enough of it to bother calling a train in. Thanks. Yeah, that's the disadvantage of this plan. Okay. Yeah, so we've got bots complaining about not having a lot of things, which is fine. We'll just manually drive this train down to where we wanted to put... yeah, the rest of the stuff, and then we've got to figure out how all of this is going to work. Okay, so I should have done this closer to the train, shouldn't I? Because yeah, okay, so these chests are going to have all the stuff I want to keep, and then these chests can have all of the things that I want bots to have. Give me these back, because I also want bots to have some of these. And then these request and provision chests, we're going to have to do something as well. Silo is finished crafting, which is nice. I think we want to put that somewhere this episode if we can. Yeah, give me these back, I guess. And then, yeah, let's drop this blueprint again to make sure that everything fits. And now it's a little more finicky, but we can see where the edges of these things are, and we can see where all the heat pipes go. And it does look like all of these things that could exist do. But then we've got to figure out where the rest of these pipes go and how we get exchanges. Yeah, no, not heat exchangers. The heat exchangers are good. The steam turbines are the thing that is still not really in this plan yet. But we want, I think, this pattern. Yeah, that's this thing here is a nice tileable pattern of, here's a bunch of turbines. The question, or at least one question, is, yeah, if I have turbines starting here, then I can still get undergrounds into the next section of the build with more steam. And if I put undergrounds, I think the plan here is going to be, if I can have some number of turbines, yeah, these pipes, some number of turbines, then tanks on the other side, because I am, yeah, again concerned about how we're going to manage this fluid capacity thing. Oh, they've got everything built. In that case, we can, hopefully everything fits. What can't build there? That might require some debugging in between. Do all these guys have... Mostly I want to check that, like, the thing that will fail if... Oh, these things here. And did that happen at the top as well? It did. Ah, okay. That is what has happened. So when so we started off with a pattern like this everywhere, and then when I added these pipes, the tile of landfill underneath this pump, or underneath this underground pipe, made it no longer valid to put a underground pump there. But I think we can fix that by having a thing here, and then also actually, yeah, it's going to be like that, and then we're going to have one of these in here. This is ugly, but will work fine. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to do that in these various places. I think I like having the heat pipes around the place so that I can just run in the middle of the build, and then all of these things, yeah, let's upgrade these as well, because we're going to need to. All the output ones, yeah, and then there's also the... Did I not give them... Do the bots not have... Do the bot not have these roboports? Oh, they're not powered. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That's not a thing we're going to worry about now. Yeah. Because, yeah, also these roboports don't connect to the top ones. They connect around the outside of the other build. And apparently we're missing some... Oh, no, it's just not powered, yeah. Sure. Okay. These things... The build would normally have one there, wouldn't it? Okay. So other than the fact that we don't have all of the heat exchangers, we've got all the heat exchangers in place. Like this nuclear build is done now, other than the fact that we don't have all the turbines, which is pretty important. But the thing I wanted to check was actually a number of things before I commit to that landfill plan. How many rows of this can I have? Because I've got, I think I counted before, 1, 2, 3, 11, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah. So I've got 11 pipes coming out of here. Can I fit 11, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11? Yeah, so I've got more space than I need, which I think is nice. Yeah, because then I can... yeah, because the thing is, I think I looked at the number of turbines I needed for this build, and it came out at like over 350 turbines, which is, you know, fantastic for my power provision. It just means I don't have... yeah, I just need more of those things. Let's also... oh yeah, we're going to do the other train thing, weren't we? Let's... and then I'm also going to need some pipe spaghetti in these places as well, because these two pipes here are too low to connect directly to these things, and also this bit of the rail. In fact, this bit of rail here is never getting used. We are not doing anything with that for quite a while. Maybe if we get fusion power or something and we end up blitzing this thing, but also we can just drop the edge blueprint in back at that point anyway. It's fine. Yeah, I was thinking about... can I have... I can't have two more. Can I even have one more? If I leave one... yeah, I don't think I can. Because I don't think that leaves enough space in here to pipe spaghetti everything that I need. Although, I don't actually need this one at the top at all, do I? Because I can still fit 11 in... that's now the 11 that fits, which means that... yeah, okay, so we can... let's get rid of these things and do this again and line it up somewhere else. Get rid of these, get rid of this. This is... yeah, so I do actually need to set it back from the poles, but I can set it in front. 9, 10, 11, 12? I mean, I might need that space anyway. Okay, so I think I go with something... I think I go with something like this. Like this is now more than the 11 we talked about, but I think I'm just going to pipe whichever of these things into whichever kind of fits, and then the connection on the other side is also where everything is going to distribute, and then I'm also going to just be able to get more of these things in this tile, which is still a thing I'm thinking about. Like, how do I actually fit all of these things in? And then I think I can have one more row here. Yeah, sure. That was also to worry about where I was going to be landfilling to. And landfill is going to come to there, not those ones, but this is, and then also down here. And I think this other bit of disgusting pipe spaghetti is also a thing we're definitely going to leave between episodes, but I think this is my plan for at least this half of it. But then also we need to do... yeah, we're not going to be able to do the same thing within the grid here. We've just got to go and straight up use all of this stuff. So I guess we also... do I still have this in? I do not have that in paste buffer. It's going to be about that much of a thing, is it? Yes. And then we've kind of got to do the same thing over here. We've got to set it back from the poles because we need underground space. Did I actually... oh, interesting. I've kind of messed this up, but not in a way that's a big deal. This power pole I was thinking would cover the top 6, and it doesn't. This power pole is helping. So this is, yeah, I think where we're going to attempt to build all of this stuff. And we can't quite get another row in there, but we can do this much. But I was expecting to need this tile anyway, which is a bit of an issue because it's a ton more landfill that I don't have. But this gets me 90 there, 55 there. If I have, yeah, if I have another row here, oh no, that doesn't fit, does it? That's the row I just talked about not fitting. Yeah, if I have some more here, I might be able to get like this grid tile, and then this one and the other one to the left, and that might be everything we need there. Where am I going to put the... I think the train station we can put over here. It's not a big deal. Not that way. There is where I want that, yep. And then this thing is not going to get fueled on this side. It's going to get fueled on the other side, but it's going to be... This is going to be a uranium fuel request station. And this is still fission stage. Uranium 235. Yep, we're going to have a train here. And we're just going to put this... I don't even think I need... Yeah, I think we just need one of those. And then these requests we will provide from this chest. This chest will request consumed 235 rods. I don't know, like 40. I don't really mind. Let's also limit this box to... I mean, it's going to be a lot, but I also don't need that much anyway. It's fine. And then did I actually have... I think I had a train that was all the way over the other side of the base. What are bots complaining about not having? Oh yeah, underground pipes. These... Did I still have these? I thought I gave them. Turbines, pumps. Pumps are the things that I have nearly enough of, but not actually quite enough of. Okay, yeah, let's... What other things did I want to... I did want to do... Because I've got... Yeah, the other thing is I've got a silo. I've got LDS. Let's go and visit this train and at least give it a schedule, although these guys also don't have a radar, so that's fine. Yeah, and then the fuel ends up being on exactly the opposite side of the base to where the power stations are, but that's also a thing that's fine. I don't see any of these bits of grid complaining about... Let's see if we can sneakily hack in some of this before the visibility from the radar disappears. So yes seems to be the answer to that. Yeah, figure out where a silo can go. And we're going to rail supply everything to the silo anyway. The thing I was thinking of, though, is these places here that have already got the light oil. Let's build rocket fuel here-ish. I mean, we've also got chem plants making solid fuel. But I think we're going to just start by dumping all of this stuff into storage, because we don't want to move that around. We probably just have another train station, like, I guess, here, that receives rocket fuel. How far away is the other? The other one is here. I could also run more belts over, but yeah, I think we're just gonna start by blasting all of this stuff out of the way and starting again. And I was going to put a lot of light oil in storage, but whatever is fine. Let's also just put the pumps in storage as well. Yeah, are we at the place? We are not at the place. We are still in the middle of the base. We're waiting behind other trains. Yeah, here's the LDS, and the LDS is, yeah, on the small beacons with not really ideal places to put the bigger beacons in, which is a bit of a shame. We could also just move all of this one tile to the side, especially as we're providing... Yeah, I don't think we want to provide LDS to the logistics network from here at all. We want to do a train back to the Logi Mall thing. Yeah, then this train here is the train we want, which has all of our uranium fuel on it, which is just being belt fed, which I think is fine. These solution containers are doing a thing. Oh, we've nuclear fuel reprocessing. That was the thing that I wanted to put in the Logi Mall. And then we've got a bunch more of these 233 rods from the reprocessed fuel. We've got this filter inserter, which is going to jump the plutonium, yeah, over to a place where we're not actually going to make it because we're not giving it uranium 235 yet, but that's fine. Okay, this station here, we want to go... Is this even named yet? It's not. Okay, so let's find the other... Please uranium fuel. We're going to make this have uranium fuel. And yeah, we're going to ignore the fact that there's other stuff here as well. It's fine. This is going to go from have uranium fuel to needing uranium fuel. This one is also the one where this request stuff happens, and then it's going to go full empty. Empty, yeah. That's all fine. This is, wait, no, it can't be full empty. This is going to have to look at when I have 200 uranium fuel, because this back carriage is not going to be empty in either situation. So yeah, this is going to be item count uranium fuel, yeah, uranium 235 equals to, I just said 200, didn't I? There are a variety of ways this can go wrong if I change, yeah, if I change the carriage limits, or like unfilter a wagon or something like this. This one here is just going to be, I think, time passed. I think we're just going to wait here. We're not going to worry about, yeah, we're not going to worry about how many reprocessing units we need. We're not going to wait for any of that kind of stuff. We're just going to hang out here. Actually, let's take this to 60. This is also just this. So this timer is for refueling. This cargo condition is basically the full version of the first carriage, except that we don't know exactly when. Yeah, we can't use full cargo because the second wagon with all the reprocessing, and I am short on rail, never mind. Yeah, the second wagon with all the reprocessing stuff will probably be empty most of the time. This uranium, this weight here is also just to give me enough time to unload or to reload all of the waste materials when we don't know exactly how many of them there are. And then we also want to take this thing over here. Signals 200. Yeah, you're not waiting yet. I can catch you on the way back, and say uranium fuel less than, say, 100. Yep, and then actually let's actually set you to manual so that we. That's not true. Why is that train station disabled? What combinator did I connect that to? Have uranium. Oh no, wait. This one, yeah, wants to go to, yeah, this station. Yeah, do that. It's fine. And then these don't have their inserters, which is fine. But we can. Let's actually not request that yet. Yep. Because these things will take a while to heat up anyway. But actually, with that in mind, okay, so we now had a Logibot. Oh, the Logibot had his job cancelled. I was wondering if this was going to take some amount of the stuff to storage, but it apparently didn't. Okay, so let's at least fire this thing up to get some heat into the pipes, even though we won't be reprocessing this fuel. That's not a fueling we're going to draw energy from. That's just a fuel that will get these guys up to temperature, get the heat pipes up to temperature. When we plug in the exchanges later, that'll be a thing. And then, yeah, let's, for this last thing, and hopefully this one isn't too tricky because this is one of those things that I'm starting towards the end of an episode. Down here is... I don't have all the things I need. Okay, let's go back to the core first. Yeah. Am I happy with that? I mean, I probably should have taken more... Probably should have taken these guys more rail, because... Oh, let's also cheekily throw in this thing again while we're driving past. So that's now all of this top section of the grid blueprinted. We need to unblueprint some of this. We've got to do the bottom as well. We're unlikely to use all of that. We're really super unlikely to use all of it. But it's stuff that we want to get done for just, reasons. Yeah, let's do a rocket fuel build because we've got a silo. We don't have satellites yet. but it's a thing we can get around to doing pretty easily. It's somewhere around here. Yeah, this box. This box, actually, how many of these have we got? We've got a decent amount of those already, haven't we? Yeah, this box over here has a variety of stuff that I want to be able to do to just come back and, like, when I want to build things, this is going to be... Give me both of these. This has got most of the stuff that I might want to be building things with. I think, yeah, I'm going to need some yellow belts for copying and pasting things, but yeah, okay. So, with all of that stuff collected, let's go and find... It was even on the way. Down here is where we're going to build... We're going to build some rocket fuel, because that's, you know, kind of an easy build. Train limit 1... Have rocket fuel, normal kind of things. I'm pretty sure the silo is built with rocket fuel, or at least rockets are built with. Oh yeah, this thing again. Let's. I mean, I've still got this thing here, right? Like, I'm not gonna put it here, but let's at least check that. Yeah. This is normal things we expect. This is fine. Okay. Let's get some of these trees out the way. And then I think normally it's I mean, air quotes normally, this is usually a 1 to 2 build, but we're doing this with faster assemblers or with more prod mods in them. I think we want to do a 1 to 1 thing. But the thing about a 1 to 1 thing is if I'm trying to fit a beacon in here, and I quite possibly will be wanting to later, I get better beacon utility if it's lined up with these things, which means there's no direct insertion path that I can use. But I think I'm also kind of okay with that, because I also did just put a lot of solid fuel in the network, so I kind of want to put this on a belt anyway, so that I can have a request chest somewhere else requesting that solid fuel out of the logistics network, because I don't plan on doing anything else with it. But if I do something like this, is this going to be rocket fuel? I guess we go this way. I guess we go like that. But then where are these guys outputting? I guess so I guess we can have a thing like this and also a thing like this, and then we can also just have an output here. And then a belt that also runs... Kind of doesn't matter which way it runs, does it? But I'm thinking that way. And then this, yeah, when we tile this, we will have, you know, a lot of rocket fuel. But also, I want to run it this way. I also have not thought at all about how many of these that I need, but it's fine. Is that going to be... yeah. So we got some amount of rocket fuel there, and now when we have the power grid and we actually need bulk rocket fuel, we'll have spaces that we can beacon these things and have each beacon hit 10 items, which is cool. It looks like about here is a good place to put stuff on the inside of the belt. And then this one can just go around the outside like so. This belt capacity I'm not worried about at all. Then I want... blue chips will have the kind of station that I want, I guess. Am I ever gonna need more than 2 wagons? I'm not, am I? This as a station is gonna be fine. I'm not going to need that much rocket fuel ever, because yeah, let's define this train now as well, because we can, and then let's also... do we even have... I don't have a fuel request there. I don't have a fuel request here either. Okay. is that this... None of these things have fuel requests that I can use. None of these train stations have fuel requests. That is kind of annoying. That's fine. Here's a fuel request that I can use. So let's give you these things in both places, I guess. One of these here. One of these here. So those. And then this is going to be... Yeah, 40 stacks. 400 rocket fuel in this one. 400 rocket fuel in this one. That's more than enough to launch a rocket. So I'm kind of okay with all of that. What are these chests limited? These chests are also completely unlimited. I think that's fine, actually. Rocket fuel is not a super expensive thing. Let's also not bother having this train station disabled, because we don't need to. And then the thing that I kind of wanted to check before having done all of this is... Yeah, okay, so this does fit. There is space down here. This is a thing that is fine. Okay. And then also, all the rocket fuel is just turning up on this belt here, which means all we need to do to make this a good station, capital G, capital S, is that. And so now all the stuff is being split between these carriages. This is kind of fine. These things probably want to be set to stack size 1. Yeah, that configuration took. So that we kind of spread it between these boxes evenly, but also don't really care. And then the only other thing to do is going to be, yeah, we've got enough. I don't have pumps. Somewhere there's going to be pumps, right? That's not going to have pumps. This will have pumps. Oh wait, there's pumps just here that I could have queued. Oh well, never mind. Pump here, pump here, pump here. Pump here. These things. That one's covered. That's kind of annoying, but yeah, okay, so we're going to take these things out and just put them on the other side instead. Partly because I like the symmetry, partly because it means it'll connect to here, which is not even a necessary thing, but a thing that I like. We can do that. This guy can... Yeah, so we're not going to do... Get these guys out of the way, have bots do this kind of stuff, and we will very soon be making rocket fuel, which is exciting. Yeah, I think the RCUs are going to need some more... Yeah, RCUs are going to need some more grid chips, which is a thing I think I'm going to be short of anyway. This will all pretty much still just work, and we're going to have a bunch of rocket fuel here, of which I'm not even sure... That's not actually a huge amount of rocket fuel, is it? These will need beacons before they end up being a decent amount of rocket fuel, but the thing is, with this pattern, I can also... Okay, I would have to do the station disablement thing, but I can also just grab all of this and find the other place that I was previously using for a power grid and drop this in here if I wanted to. Like that was a way that will get me more rocket fuel. Oh wait, there was one other thing. One other fairly important thing. And that was... I did want to be having a solid fuel, basically recycling station. Let's bump that up to 400, yeah. Because this means that... Okay, so it's going to... It'll take priority over these ones. It won't take priority over these ones unless I did this with a splitter instead. So let's... Yeah. So now this thing will pull solid fuel out of the network. It will take priority over all of these things making solid fuel if there's ever a shortage. It will go on both sides of the belt. If I'm making rocket fuel slowly for whatever reason... Did I not actually... Those things are kind of important. Yeah, if I'm making rocket fuel slowly for whatever reason, then this buffer... Yeah, this draining buffer, of which I've got 3.3 thousand of this stuff sitting in the network, will get used. And yeah, so we've got some useful things done today. We've got, yeah, I don't need to worry about that here. Like, one place with the solid fuel recycling will be enough. Yeah, it did some useful things. We've got most of a power plant build, which kind of fitted. Doesn't have its inserters. It needs a couple more things. It needs this, again, more fluid spaghetti pattern, which is, you know, cool. We'll get that done between episodes. We've got a fuel supply plan. We've got a rocket silo that we can put somewhere. We're making, let's check whether or not the build we did today, which is this one, is this backed up at all yet? It's actually not backed up at all yet, and it's low power. Yeah, I mean, that is kind of the thing that I suspected would happen when I turned all of these things on, and then, oh, that would also be why science is going slowly, yeah. A thing that I suspected might happen when I turned all of these things on and didn't actually have the other power plant yet, especially if I've got all of these things turning on as well with all of their modules. Oh, well, yeah. So, I think we'll do some more pipe spaghetti for those other turbines, and then we will come back and have rocket fuel in addition to having LDS, which we might also just move that over so we can get better beacons in there. And yeah, we'll keep going. I think the next thing that I want to, so we've got carbon fiber and carbon fiber reinforced plastic. I don't know if I need carbon fiber for anything specifically. Maybe not. Yeah, titanium metal composite is going to be probably the thing after the silo, but to be honest, probably the silo is going to be a thing we're going to think about more first. But yeah, we're making rocket fuel. That's good. We are progressing towards, I guess, the next major milestone. Not even sure what that would be, but you know, launching rockets is good. So yeah, good things.